go. Hi, we are here today at Millneck with one of our clients, John Fetzko. He's got he's a long affiliation with Millneck.
Thank you. Bye.
I think.
Send it over. Okay, so now did you
About 20 years it's been. 20 years I've been affiliated with Millneck, yeah?
Yeah, that's great. And I know, so you were working for a long time.
No.
Tell me a little bit about your work history.
Yeah.
I'm just going to summarize my work experience. I have 20 years experience in IT, information technology. I've done a variety of jobs in the IT field, and I've learned a lot of new things. It's hard to say specifically, individually which ones, all the experiences I've had in all my different job performances. But mostly system administrator and software development. And also tech support.
All right, that's great. And so tell me, currently, how is your job search going?
Right, exactly.
Well, I was laid off 1 year ago from, because of budget cuts.
Alright, well then,
I wasn't the only one. I was the 11th person in my department to be laid off. I knew that when I was laid off, that my job search was not going to be easy. Because of my disability, being deaf, that was going to be a challenging. One of the biggest challenges is looking for a job being deaf. I've had 6 interviews already, and all of them have asked for a second interview.
right.
But it's been really difficult. I've noticed they really don't have a whole lot of experience with deaf, and it's difficult. It's been very difficult for me. My experience 20 years ago, I felt like it was so much easier. It was easier communicating. It was just easier reaching out to people.
Alright, good. Yeah, let me know if you're going to
It's really important just to show them that basically, get used to me. The communication gets easier once you're working with me. And it does. It always happened like that with my jobs. Communication got easier as they worked with me.
Right. No. So, are there any positive experiences you've had on interviews?
I always make the interview positive. You got to be positive on a job interview. Because it's really up to the employer, to make that decision.
Okay, bye.
It's basically based on their experiences. They can make it positive and they can make it negative.
I agree. I think that's great. Can you share with us some of the challenges that you faced while job seeking?
That's really a good question that you asked that. Because, technology really has made life a lot easier for a lot of people. And I just felt like, being a person with a disability, it's actually getting harder to find a job now. Before the internet, I've noticed companies needed people locally. Now, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me. When I was laid off from Brookhaven National Labs a year ago, I'd see jobs on the internet that were a perfect match for me. And even my coworkers said, that's a perfect match for you. I see no problem in you getting this job. And then I'd follow up with the system administrator of that program. And then they would say to me, well, let me just search around first, So it's just, so much competition out there.
Yeah.
So the internet really, I'm not blaming the internet. I'm not blaming technology. but it's definitely made it more challenging. So many people, so many employers are not familiar about, you know, deafness, disabilities. They're not aware. They're not open-minded.
I think that's a really good point. I think that so your competition for if there's a fewer jobs, your competition is not only with those in your local area, but for people like all over the metropolitan area or even all over the state. All
Not
over
only
the
here, actually
world.
all over the world this is happening.
It's,
All over
you're
the United
competing
States.
for the same jobs, right?
I mean, Brookhaven National Labs, they hire people from all over the world.
Right.
Also, you know, I applied for many different jobs. I've noticed there's a lot of it's not, you don't get hired directly from the company. There's a lot of recruiters that are hiring for the companies. And the challenge is the recruiters themselves are not familiar with, you know, people with disabilities or working with deaf people. They're not educated enough and they don't know how to sell me. Now, I'm going to tell you a story on something that happened. I had an employer call me on the VP. And the interpreter explained, you know, I basically briefed the interpreter with different types of, you know, I wanted her to brief her on my terminology. And the interpreter had a problem because the person had a very strong accent. Now, I have a lot of experience of working with people with accents. Now, the interpreter, they were speaking with the interpreter, and the employer was saying that the person has a high-pitched voice. And I go, it's really cool that you have a high-pitched voice, and I don't realize that it's not me, it's the interpreter they were speaking to. The interpreter is a third party, and they're speaking to me. So that becomes very challenging. I thought that was pretty funny, though. So, yeah.
No, that is very that's funny. And I like the point that you brought up that it's that many companies are going to a third party to do their screening for them.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I've wasted so much time with recruiters. Oh my God, so many recruiters. They'll interview with me, then they'll speak to the company, and you're not dealing with the company directly. It's just, you know, that's really a big challenge today.
We find that struggle with MNS services. We find that. So I'm definitely in agree with you. So times are changing. I think for MNS, that's what we do is we try to get around barriers. And to me, you always seem to be very positive. Can you tell me how do you keep such a positive attitude after 1 year looking for work?
I think it's really important to stay positive. It's very easy to become frustrated, but the question is being more frustrated going to help you? No, it's not. I'm looking to, you know, I want to work for a company that wants me. I don't want to work for a company that doesn't want me there. I think it's really important to maintain a positive attitude because life is short.
That's great. Is there anything, I know that, so MNS Services has been helping you in your job search. Do you feel like are you satisfied with the services, or in what way have we been able to help you?
I am satisfied spiritually. I know they're very motivated and wanting to help me, but in my opinion, The staff is very small. That's what I'm not satisfied with. I mean, I feel like I need more support, because I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one looking for a job. There are many, many consumers on Long Island looking for a job. They're all in the same situation as me. I see, I just see the group that was in here, and I see, wow, the number of people you have to work with, there's not enough. There's not enough people, not enough staff.
That's true. So tell me, so for all those other people looking for work, what advice would you have for any other deaf person looking for work or even on the job?
Don't give up your job search. Don't give up.
I know, but
I know it's boring looking for a job, but don't give up. Don't ever give up. Do your best. Everyone's different. Everybody has different personalities. Everybody has skills. If you think I don't have any skills, you're wrong. Everyone has their own talents. Believe me.
Thank you very much.